Hi guys, welcome to day 5 of the Vampathon. I'm finally filming in some daylight, which is so nice. I'm actually at the park right now, heading to a forest to take the Bookstagram photo challenge picture for day 4, which is a spooky place, and there's a really cool part in this forest which has like a bit of a graveyard, so it gives off some spooky vibes. So I'm heading there at the moment to get... There's nobody around me. I'm heading there at the moment to get a book picture. I literally just finished work and it's actually a really nice day. I was so worried because it has been pouring down all morning and I didn't bring my raincoat with me. The sun has now finally come out and it's quite nice. It's a little bit chilly but not too bad. So the only issue is I don't actually remember where the graveyard is. I know it's on one of the forest treks, but I can't exactly remember where. So I'm hoping it doesn't take too long to find. I've never seen the park this quiet before. I guess maybe because it's still like a weekday or something, but it's literally dead. It's so peaceful. I'm not gonna lie, when I woke up this morning I was like, I don't think I can be bothered trekking all that way after work. Then I was like, do you know what? No, you want to get a cool book photo, it'll be a nice walk, so just go out and do it. So that is what I'm doing, and I'm actually really glad. Oh, squirrel! It's a grey squirrel though. We don't like those, they kill our red ones. That is what I'm up to at the moment. I hope all your mornings are going very lovely. I read a little bit more of Stags last night and it's getting really, really good. They're all at the mansion now. There's like 6 students that are like the most popular clique, and they call themselves the medievals because they go to this really, really old-fashioned school. They kind of go by really like old-fashioned values and stuff like that. They've looked down on everybody else, and they invite 3 outsiders to go hunting, shooting and fishing over the October break. They've been like ignoring them all term, and now they've just sent them invitations, so the 3 outsiders are really confused. All of a sudden they were being super nice to them. Basically Henry de Wallencourt is in charge, and once all the servants left, this 6 main clique turned on the 3 outsiders and just started mocking them and being really nasty. And it was like such a switch, like almost a bipolar switch in them, and it was quite creepy. Like, it doesn't sound as creepy as, you know, the fact that they just mocked the girl's parents, or they mocked something about the way they talk and stuff like that, but the way that it switched and the way that it was written just made it really like creepy. The autumn colours are just gorgeous. I don't even think my phone camera's picking them up as well as in person, but hi guys, a little update. I was getting a little bit concerned that I was going to be wandering around this forest for ages and not find it, but I found the entrance. So that actually didn't take as long as I thought, which I'm really glad about because I didn't really particularly want to be out here for hours. If this doesn't have spooky vibes, I don't know what does. I actually couldn't decide on what book I wanted to take with me to get a picture here, so I've ended up taking 5. But yeah, this place is quite creepy when you're by yourself because you keep hearing twigs and stuff. This might have been a bad idea. I'm now actually creeping myself out coming here. I'm getting severely spooked out, so I'm gonna Oh my god, there's a pumpkin. Someone's carved a pumpkin and left it in the house, which is really cool. Look at the pumpkin. I'm gonna get all my pictures so I can get a review because I am getting severely creeped out. So this is actually the graveyard. I know when most people say graveyard, they think of like big tombstones, but these are actually sunken in ones, and you can still read a couple of them. See, oh, I don't know if you can see. This is actually fallen over though, see? I think there was one that was standing up when I was last here. Don't know if you can tell, these are tombstones. This one's kind of cracked off. So they're all like very scattered. And you can't tell where any of them are. Oh, this one you can keep hearing them. Okay, that's not scary at all. So this one you can read. Aged 81. Okay, this place is seriously giving me the creeps because I keep hearing pops and cracks and stuff like that, so... Right, I need to take these book pictures quickly. So that's me finished. I think I managed to get the pictures that I wanted. I am leaving the spooky place. I actually did say a little, like, not so much a prayer, but like a thank you for letting me take pictures there and stuff like that, because I was taking pictures in amongst very, very old, probably centuries old tombstones, and I really, really don't want to be disturbing a lost wandering soul and have it come after me. So I just said a little blessing and a thank you just in case. I do not want to be haunted. This bit's really muddy and I need to duck under this massive log. So muddy. I didn't really think about the fact that I was taking it in a graveyard. But I knew I was taking it in a graveyard, if that makes sense. It wasn't until after I finished that I thought that might have been disrespectful to the souls that are at peace. I'm pretty much alone, so all I was hearing was a lot of clicking noises and like snapping of twigs, and it was really freaking me out. I literally got there and I was like, this may not have been a very clever idea. I know that probably sounds silly to other people, but you weren't here. That place is for sure haunted. You can just feel it in the air there. And then I was taking my very last picture and all of a sudden something was like brushing the back of my head. It was a very, very long branch on a tree, but that kind of did freak me out. There was like no wind, but as soon as I turned around, the tree branch just kind of like completely lifted away. Now, anybody watching this will probably think you're crazy. But I swear to God, that's what happened. Definitely got a spooky place to get my picture done. I keep hearing that clicking noise. That was definitely creepy. Hey, well, this is a better vlog for you guys since the last couple of days, isn't it? Got to the forest to take some book pictures and end up being a part of some sort of Blair Witch project. Anyway, this place is stunning. I always feel so at home in the forest. I don't know why. I just love... I grew up near like forests, so I went walking in them like all the time. I just feel so at home in nature, particularly in a forest. I just love it. Listen to the birds. Isn't that just so nice? It's just so peaceful. I loved waking up at home before school or something like that and just hearing the birds going about their early morning business. It's just so relaxing. welcome to day 6 of the Vampathon. It is 6:15 and I'm currently heading to work. The lighting's probably going to go in and out because it is pitch black unless I'm under a lamppost. Well, for some reason there are quite a lot of cars this morning. I finished Stags last night and oh my god, that book was literally insane. Like, that was definitely a book to sink your teeth into. A must to read. Stags by M.A. Bennett. It is so good. The cliffhangers are just insane. It was super gripping. It was really like chilling and it really messed with you. I will give you an update on Stags once I finish work. At like 4. I've got such a long day at work today. It's insane. Anyway, God, you can't even see me. Jesus. I don't know how much footage I'm going to get these next 2 days because I'm working really long shifts both days, but I will just put the two together in one vlog. But I've brought the Sad Ghost Club with me because that'll be an easy thing to read during my breaks. I'm now on my 4th book, I think it is. I thought it was going to be further ahead, but hopefully by tonight I will have finished either 5 books, I think. I am debating about switching out one of the bigger books for the shorter ones just so I can get through another one. I will update you guys later. Hi guys, so that's me just back home from work. Not gonna lie, it wasn't one of the best days, if I'm being honest. But, you know, sometimes you have good days, some days you have bad days. It's just the way it goes. C'est la vie. But, yeah, in terms of that, I'm not really in, like, the best kind of headspace at the moment to be, like, talking to the camera, and I'm not really feeling like being that sociable towards the camera tonight. This will probably be the last talky portion of today's vlog. I'll see you in a couple of minutes probably chatting wise. But I did want to come on here quickly to talk about some of the books I've read, some of the books I finished. So I finished Stags. I know I mentioned it walking to work this morning. Oh my god, is this such a good book. I'm probably not seeming as enthused as I was this morning when I spoke about it, but it honestly is so good. It was so gripping. This has actually taken over the blood on the cover prompt and also the sink your teeth into prompt because I could not stop reading this. It was a really quick and easy read, and actually what made it more of an easier read is it's kind of split up into 5 parts. Part 1. And then it goes on tangent. So it's actually like split up into like sections and all the chapters are quite short, which makes it a lot easier to read. I prefer shorter chapters because it makes me feel like I'm getting through the book faster when I'm able to read like a ton of chapters at once. Plus I love how like floppy it is. Like, I do love a good floppy book. I can't really talk about the storyline too much without given certain details away. Characters, actions and emotions and thoughts are very all over the place, and like honestly it keeps you like on your toes and you don't really know what they're gonna do next. It's very edgy that way. There's such a good line towards the end of the book that I wish I could tell you right now because that would literally summarize the entire book, but I don't know if I can say it without giving anything away. So all I'll say is one bit of it. It's very culty. At the end of the book, they have like a little extract from the next book, because obviously it's a series. So the next book is Dogs. And the cliffhanger at the end of this, it was like you knew what was going to happen, but then it didn't end up happening and you thought you were safe, and then something else happened. So that was a really bad explanation, but that's the best I can do. I definitely sank my teeth right into this one. While I was at work, I've almost finished it, so I'm literally going to take the next 15 minutes to finish this because it won't take me long at all. But while I was at work, I started the Sad Ghost Club during my break. I literally got almost all the way through. Yeah, I literally have this much left to read, so I'm practically done. Oh my god, this is the cutest. Not only is the artwork just so beautiful, and I love that it's all in like black and white, but like the text and what SG is saying. So the main character is called SG for Sad Ghost, but he says his name is Sam. But I know what Liz Beddins did. SG stood for Sad Ghost. But the way that SG talks is just like in the first bit of the book is just so me. Like that is exactly what my brain thinks and goes through. And it's basically about this ghost who has a really, really hard time with overthinking and social anxiety. SG's brain just going in circles about tons of little things, because that's exactly what my brain does. That's how my brain spirals. Like it starts out with something so simple that to others may not seem like a big thing. For overthinkers and warriors, it's literally like your brain propels into a full-on fight with itself to a point where it can make you physically sick and physically anxious, and all you want to do is throw the bed covers over your head and disappear. It's dealing with very, very real things that people deal with every day, like mental health, social anxiety, overthinking, worrying, and all that stuff. And like, that's not funny. It's a really hard thing to deal with. As somebody that deals with it, it's such a big struggle. And I love that she kind of like incorporates that, but in a way that makes it seem friendlier, if that makes sense. But it is so cute, like the little ghost. Now he plays with their cat, and they've made another little ghost friend. One thing I don't get in it though is that not everybody is ghosts. So I thought if there was a ghost main character, then all the other characters were ghosts, but they're not. The other characters, they look like regular people, but then you've just got these two ghosts in between all the space. And I think it is symbolic. I think it is supposed to kind of symbolize that we're wearing like a sheet or like a mask every day for those that suffer with social anxiety and stuff like that. And I think that's what it's supposed to be, and the fact that you just want to feel invisible. So it is like putting a sheet over your head and that nobody can see you. So I think there is like some sort of metaphoric symbolism there for why they're the only two that look like ghosts and everybody else looks like regular people. I wasn't too sure what book I was going to go on to next tonight. I am between Coraline and Hare House. Now, I was originally going to start Coraline because I know it's very short and I can continue it in my break tomorrow, but I am worried. I know that I want to read and try and finish this before the Vampathon ends on Monday evening, and I was worried that if I was to read this after Coraline that it would take me a while to get through. I think I will start with Hare House and then take Coraline with me to work tomorrow. What I'm going to go do now though is finish the Sad Ghost Club. I also do really want to paint my nails tonight, so I have nice like spooky Halloween nails for tomorrow since I'm not working on Halloween. But that is going to be it from me this evening because I am definitely tired from work and all talked out. Welcome to day 7 of the Vampathon. I'm currently heading off to work. I start at 7 today, which is why it looks a little bit lighter. Although I forgot that the clocks went back last night after my folks reminded me like a billion times this week. I totally forgot, and I woke up and I was like, oh my god, it's 6:15. I have like 15 minutes to get ready and leave the house. But no, it was only 5:15, which I was happy about. I finished Sad Ghost Club last night. Again, super adorable. It was literally so cute, and I love that it was like about mental health, but they did it in like little ghost forms with little sheets. There was a cat in it, which we all know, I love cats. I started Hair House. I've only read the first chapter of it, so I can't really comment anything on it at the moment. Damn, there are a lot of cars this morning. That's because it's 7 a.m. So I don't know if you can hear me very well. I've brought a Coraline with me today to read in my break. By the way, do you like my nails? I felt like when I was doing them it was like 1 a.m, but it wasn't. It was only like 10:30 when I finished them. So I was happy that I got to bed early because I literally feel so refreshed. Like I woke up at like 2:15 in the morning and thought, oh god, I'm wide awake, I won't be able to go back to sleep. But I did. And it's insane. I feel so refreshed from going to bed early. Anyway, I'm gonna go head off to work. See you soon. So I've been home for many hours now. It is, I think, almost 9 p.m. I haven't really done any reading since I got home, to be honest, because today was quite a long day at work again. And when we got home, we decided to order Domino's, which is very healthy, but it was worth every bite because it was very yummy. And it saved either of us having to cook today, which was good. I knew I wasn't really going to get that much reading done this weekend, though, to be honest, due to my long shifts and stuff. But I'm actually off work tomorrow for Halloween and the last day of Vampathon. Now, I know that I'm probably definitely not going to get Hair House finished by then. So my plan is to read Coraline, finish Coraline, because I definitely think that that's doable. I'm also going to read Hex, which I know isn't on my Vampathon TBR, but it is a small book. It does cover one of the prompts. So, prompts. So I think I'm going to read that and then see how far I can get with Hair House. I doubt very much that I'll be able to finish it though. I'm really sorry that all you've gotten from these videos the last few days is me just introducing the video and then me kind of leading you on to the next day's vlog. When I'm not at work, I literally have just lost the light of the day because I basically go to work in the dark and come home in the dark now, which is so much fun. I think that's all I really need to update you on right now. I've had quite a nice chill evening just watching Jessica Jones, and I think I'm just gonna head up to bed now and try and read some Coraline because I'm not too tired yet. I say, and I'm about to yawn. I don't know if I got to properly show you my nails though. Is it gonna focus? Just did a little black and orange number with some sparkles. I actually really like them. I think they're very Halloween-y. I forgot how much I love wearing black nail polish. I used to wear black nail polish and midnight blue nail polish constantly in high school. And I forgot how much I love it. But I like the pop of orange in it because it definitely feels more Halloween-y. I think what I've loved most about the Vampathon is how excited I am to get onto like another book. It usually takes me like a while to break out of like one world to then enter another one, like a couple of days or a week or even months, depending on what kind of book it was and how intense that world was. But what I've really enjoyed about this readathon is that any book that I've finished, I've then immediately wanted to go on and read another one, not just because I've had to see how many books I can get through, but because I've actually wanted to. Because I always find it takes me a while to get into the beginning of a book. It always takes me like a good few chapters for me to be like, right, I'm connected to the story now. So that is it from me. I really just need to end this vlog and stop thinking of other stuff to say because there's nothing else I need to say. Do you still get trick-or-treaters wherever you are? Like, are you still able to put out like sweets and stuff for kids? Because I had a discussion with one of my work colleagues today about we think that Halloween has really changed in the UK. I don't know if this is just a COVID thing, but I was so excited when me and Willie moved into our house to be able to hand out sweets to like trick-or-treaters on Halloween. And the first year that we were here, I had like a bowl ready with all these sweets and stuff. But nobody came around, nobody went out trick-or-treating, and my family said it was the same in our hometown, which I found so odd because there was always trick-or-treaters everywhere. But it seems to have gone really out of fashion in the UK. I always really loved the lead up to Halloween, and I always really loved Halloween night because we would have family friends come round and we would go bobbing for apples, we would go out trick-or-treating as like big groups, do all these different types of activities. It would always be so much fun, and we would all be like dressed up as really scary characters. And also when you went trick-or-treating, you'd have to like sing a song or tell a joke or something like that in order to get your sweets. And we were just talking about how it doesn't seem like that happens anymore. Like, I definitely haven't had any trick-or-treaters since living here, and I can't remember the last time my folks had any. So I'd be interested to know if trick-or-treating is still a thing in the UK in particular. Let me know, because it just seems like Halloween's kind of like dying out here in some weird way. I mean, the fact that they like take Halloween items out of shops the week before Halloween, and they basically put Christmas stuff. Like, I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a big Christmas gal. Definitely my time of year. But that doesn't mean that I don't love Halloween as well, because it falls into the whole autumn winter time that I really enjoy. However, even for me as a huge, and I mean huge, Christmas lover, having the Christmas stuff coming out and having it being blasted all over the shops and only having like a tiny little shelf for Halloween stuff is wrong. I'd love to know your thoughts on all that. I'm definitely gonna go to bed after I read something, of course. Happy Halloween Eve to you all, and I will see all you readers tomorrow for the last day of Vampathon. Hi guys, so I apologise for the shoddy appearance for the end of this video. I had hoped that I would have makeup on, my cute little bat earrings and everything to finish off the Vampathon vlogs with. However, it is the last day of November and I still haven't posted the last few days of Vampathon. There were many reasons for why these vlogs were heavily delayed. A couple days after Vampathon ended, I had like no voice, I couldn't talk at all, so I couldn't do the outro. Then I got super busy with work once I got better. It was just a whole culmination of things, to be honest. It took me a while to actually get round to editing them basically, and then once I did, the editing also took a while. I am well past the point of caring that Halloween is over and Vampathon is over. There's probably no point in me posting any of these vlogs, but I enjoyed filming them and I didn't want to not post the last few days, even though the footage was completely all over the place, as you have just watched. I wish I looked a little bit better to end this vlog for you guys. However, I just want to finish it and get it all edited so I can get on to all the festive videos that I want to film. I really enjoyed taking part in Vampathon this year. It was the first time I ever fully completed a readathon. I actually never got any footage of the last day of Vampathon. I had kind of a bad mental health day because the 2 previous days at work, as you would have seen in some footage, I had kind of bad days at work, so had a bit of a dip in my mental health on the last day of Vampathon, but I still read and finished the books. I just didn't want to film anything. I just kind of sat in pajamas all day and read, which, is red a word? I know it's a colour, but that's why there isn't any footage of the last day of Vampathon, but I did finish Coraline and finished Hex as well. So I ended up finishing the Vampathon with 6 books, which I think is pretty good. I'm also very concerned that my glasses are wonky because I kind of lie on the bed like this when watching my phone, so I think I've wonkified my glasses. So if you're looking at them, please don't or ignore them. I am hoping to get them fixed. So I'm pretty sure over the course of these vlogs that I have rambled through descriptions of these books to you guys, so I'm not going to bore you with any of that. I will just give you my ranking of what I read. At the bottom of the ranking we have The Midnight Club. I'm pretty sure I gave this 2.5, possibly 3 stars. I think I wanted to give it 2 stars on Goodreads, mainly because it wasn't what I thought it was. They've clearly, I've not seen the Netflix show, but I've seen clips of it, and I know that they've made it very spooky, which is definitely the opposite to this book, in my opinion. But I think I did give it 3 stars on Goodreads, mainly because it was still a good book. I still enjoyed it. I'm just disappointed that it wasn't these kids trying to research past Midnight Club members and getting haunted by some of them or anything like that, because that's kind of what the show seems like it's about, which means that they've taken it in a completely different direction from what the book's about. So I was quite disappointed in that sense, but I still enjoyed the book. However, it is at the bottom of the pile. I'm now thinking I might change my Goodreads answer to 2 stars. I am still tempted to watch the show, which I haven't yet. I never thought about this before I started filming, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just wanted to film and get out of the way because I know I was losing the light. And yes, I'm using artificial light, so make it make sense. Okay, I kind of feel bad for putting this in 5th because, again, I still enjoyed it. But again, it wasn't kind of what I thought it was. So I'm going to put Hex by Jenny Fagan 5th. I think I gave this 3 stars on Goodreads. It might have been 4 stars, but I don't know why. No, I'm pretty sure I gave this 3 stars on Goodreads. That's kind of like my generic answer, like even if it wasn't what I wanted. It was what it said it was going to be. You know, it's about a witch being locked up in a cell in one of the I can't say Edinburgh for some reason. In one of the Edinburgh cells way back in the 18th century, I'm pretty sure. However, there was a weird kind of added bit to it. So this witch in the 18th century is about to be hung for being a witch, even though she's not. She just tries to help people. And she was severely abused by her employers, who I'm pretty sure was like a priest at the time, but hey, priests in the 18th century were not all religious. They were almost worse. They were more of the sinners than religious prophets. Anywho, she is visited by a spirit of a witch / woman or Wicca in our present time. I'm not gonna lie, I think I've put this in 5th because I'm very confused by this book. I got the general premise, however, I can't tell if the spirit coming to visit the witch being hung was alive at the beginning and she was just trying to connect to her through a seance type of thing to protect her and make her feel safe in her last hours, or whether she was actually dead and she was just trying to guide the soul. I'm gonna go with the spirit trying to prepare her soul and guide her and answer any last question she had, kind of thing. That's what I'm going to take it as. So it is in 5th place purely because I'm still a bit confused by it, but it was very fascinating and it was intriguing, which is why I still enjoyed it. I do feel guilty putting it in 5th place. It was very descriptive, and honestly, towards the end, there were parts of it that just felt so painful. Like, as a woman reading this, it really tugged at the core of what being a woman is like in some senses. There was some really dark passages in here, there was some really dark themes that were mentioned. I know I'm not explaining this book very well at all, because I actually forgot that I never described this book to anybody yet. That's just what connected to me was, you know, how hard it is to be a woman. Like, this book still does scream that. What people thought they could get away with, or what men thought they could get away with back then in the 18th century, it was disturbing to read, yet very enjoyable. I don't know any other way to describe this book. I do heavily still suggest reading it. I was just a bit confused after talking through it to you guys without any reciprocative feedback. So, in 4th place, I think I am going to put Mooncakes. I did really love Mooncakes. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. 1, because of the artwork, which is stunning, I love. And 2, it was just a really cute storyline. I loved the lesbian relationships in it, the being found trope, or finding yourself trope, I should say, and all the little witchy spells, which was really cute. It was very, very autumnal feels, and just all the good vibes. 3rd place, I'm going to put the Sad Ghost Club. I really enjoyed the Sad Ghost Club. I know earlier in this video I mentioned how cute it was. I do want to preface that by saying that I thought that the artwork was beautiful, and just kind of the way that SG talked was adorable, hilarious, and really connected to me. However, it obviously does cover mental health, people that struggle with anxiety, particularly social anxiety, depression as well. It was just the way that Liz Meddens used her character, her artwork, to show the effects of mental health. It's always just nice reading something that makes your brain feel like, oh, I feel like that too, or oh, I'm not alone, or that's funny that character thinks the way I do. Also, it was just cute because, you know, it's about a little wee ghost who finds a ghost friend at a party. I'm pretty sure I gave this book 4 stars on Goodreads, and there's a second one now, so I'm very excited to go read the Sad Ghost Club too. I think we can all tell what book won 1st place for Vampathon. So, second in line was Coraline. I think I might have given Coraline 5 stars on Goodreads. Now, I will say, if I have, purely for nostalgic reasons, I'm pretty sure, and purely because I love the movie so much. However, I did really enjoy the book. There was obviously a few differences in it. YB isn't even in the book at all, so I'm really glad that they added his character into the movie, to be honest, because gave her a friend. I will say that the artwork for the beldam is quite creepy in this book, I'm not gonna lie. Not as spooky as I thought it was gonna be, but it still was, you know, like, quite eerie at times. It's really fast-paced. She goes to the other world very, very quickly in this book. It is pretty close to the film. I will say that they've made the beldam in the movie seem a lot kinder than in the book. Like, the beldam in the book seems nasty from the get-go. And also, Coraline's character in the book, she is sketchy of the other mother and the other world from the beginning. However, in the film, I feel like they do make it more of a place that she does want to escape to, more of a dream world. However, Coraline is like skeptical from the start. I feel like she's a lot harsher in the book, maybe. And the beldam is definitely a lot harsher from the very beginning. She's a lot scary. She's very snappy. There isn't any love in the beldam in this book at all. Whereas in the movie, you can see how the kids could get drawn in. I really, really did love this. I'm so glad I got round to reading it. And I can definitely see myself reading this basically every Halloween. Obviously, the last book that is my #1 read for this Vampathon is, can you guess it? Stags. I really did love Stags. I'm not going to go on any more about it because you already know everything from this video, because I'm pretty sure I've gabbled on about it enough. But yeah, absolutely adored it. Please go read. So many cliffhangers, so much suspense and drama, and you know, you've got murder in there. Everybody likes a good murder. Kind of serial killer vibes as well, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, very much serial killer vibes in this book. If I'm going to recommend any book in this Vampathon set, it is this one. That is finally all the books that I read for Vampathon. I actually cannot remember how many prompts I've actually managed to tick off. So I'm going to add a little picture here of what all the Vampathon prompts were, and The cat icons that are covering them is how many I managed to get through. I never finished Her House. I think I got to chapter 3. I've now removed the bookmark and I'm just gonna read that sometime next year because I want to get on to all of my festive reads, which you can see are piled up right there, ready to be read. I need to stop rambling. I hope everybody had a lovely Halloween. All of your Vampathon reads went well. I hope you all found a new book that you loved. I hope that you managed to complete all the prompts that you wanted to. All that good stuff. That is now finally it for my Vampathon vlogs. If anybody has watched any of these in November or kept up for watching, I do want to put a disclaimer that I am very sorry that these vlogs are up so late when everyone is now in the festive spirit and in a festive mood compared to a Halloweeny spooky mood. However, if any of you guys have watched these vlogs, then thank you so much for watching. I honestly really do appreciate it. I've loved filming it, to be honest, and it has given me a really amazing creative kick again, which I've been needing for the last year. Hope you enjoyed them. Thank you so much for sticking along to the end of these vlogs and staying in the autumnal spirit with me for a little bit longer. I promise there is a lot of Christmassy stuff coming, I hope. Please be sure to follow my Bookstagram because I have definitely been upping my game there and I am proud of myself for that. It has slipped since Vampathon, I will not lie. I'm going to put it to me preparing for the Christmas season. I will see you all next time for our next adventure. Bye guys. My leg's going numb. I feel like I'm getting a lot of double chin in these videos. Making me paranoid. Oh my god, my legs. I can't.